This program is brought to you by Hungry Jack's and Bunnings Warehouse.
What a way to start the NBL season. The Southeast Melbourne Phoenix hosting Tasmania. Last season, so much pressure. It started well for the Phoenix and went downhill from there. Joe Chi's back. That's important because he can man the middle. He can be dangerous inside for the Phoenix. Go across and have a look at Tasmania. Josh Adams is gone. He was their main man on the offensive end. They lose him, but they keep Josh Majette. That's important because he can lead the team. We know there's not a lot of playmakers in the squad, so he's the guy who can get things started for Tasmania. I do expect the Phoenix to kickstart things with a win at home. Enjoy this game, and if you're having a bet, gamble responsibly.
You know the score. Stay in control. Gamble responsibly.
Tonight, it begins. The unrivaled NBL23 is here. It's the Hungry Jacks tip-off opening round. First stop, John Cain Arena. The Southeast Melbourne Phoenix, led by their superstars, Mitch Creek.
Here we go.
Plus, new imports Alan Williams and Trey Kell. The Phoenix will look to set the tone and bring that Southeast swagger as they take on the upstarts, the never give in Tasmania JackJumpers. With Scott Roth at the helm, can this team go one better and complete the fairy tale? Will floor general Josh Majette and new import Rashard Kelly march this team to championship glory? Then it's game 2 of Saturday's opening round doubleheader. We head to Illawarra for the semifinal rematch, where the boys from the Gong will be looking to dethrone the Kings. With electrifying star Tyler Harvey leading the flock, the Hawks will be ushering in a new era under the watchful eye of Brian Gorgon understudy Jacob Jacobus. But the champion Kings will look to continue their reign. Grand Final MVP Xavier Cooks.
Deary me.
Derek Walton Jr., DJ Vasilovich, and former Hawk Justin Simon will look to ruffle feathers as they hunt back-to-back titles. Then, on Sunday, we head back down to Melbourne for the first doubleheader, and it's United taking on the Breakers. After losing in the semifinals last season, CG43 is back and looking for revenge.
Golding. Yes!
Human highlight machine Ray John Tucker joins the New Look United as they look to jumpstart their road to redemption. Standing in their way is Will McDowell-White, who aims to cement himself as a superstar of the competition.
Yeah! Beautiful!
And next star French phenom Rayon Rupert. Then over the Nullarbor we go to the Wild West. And it's the Wildcats taking on the Bullets. The Wildcats will look to restart where 35 years of playoff tradition ended in one last-second dish shot.
Bryce Corky, the unthinkable has happened!
Can new coach and NBL legend John Riley lead Perth back to the promised land? Standing in their way is Brisbane and the Big Banger. Welcome to the league, Aaron Baines. With NBA veteran Tyler Johnson joining Nathan Sobey in the backcourt.
And up he goes!
These Bullets have only eyes for the title. Then, on Monday night, the JackJumpers host the Taipans. The Ant Army awaits, but these Taipans are hungry for success. Led by electrifying star Tajir McCall, NBL Rookie of the Year Bull Quall, and most improved player Keanu Pinder. These young Taipans are ready to strike. Welcome to NBL23, where unrivaled awaits.
Welcome to John Cain Arena as we get ready to raise the curtain on the Hungry Jacks NBL23 season. I'll tell you what, it does not get much bigger than this. And the man next to me, it needs no introduction because his jersey hangs in the rafters. None other than NBL Hall of Famer, Leonard Copeland.
Really, it's great to be here. The fans are loud, the band's loud, everyone's excited. The JackJumpers are excited because the last time they came on this court, they got a win. And they look like they're ready to go.
Well, the last time they were on this court, they had a man named Josh Adams, who was an offensive powerhouse. They're looking to replace that this year. Milton Doyle, is he going to be able to fill that gap?
I like Milton Doyle. You know why? Because he does it all. He rebounds, he passes the ball, he runs the floor. He's a great player, a great fit for them. I'm looking forward to seeing him play.
Well, he's going to have another superstar named Rashard Kelly by his side. Are we feeling the same sort of vibes with him?
I am. I know what, he rebounds the ball well, and he plays defense. And Roth has those guys hooked up and ready to go, I think.
Well, they're hooked up on the offensive end, but most importantly, the defensive end is where they've been able to get it done. And let's have a look at the final 3 minutes in their last game against Melbourne and just break this down on the defensive end.
Look, as you see, these guys on the dribble handoff, these guys are ready to go. Double team the ball, get rid of steal the ball in the middle and kick it up the floor for the layup. And then next, they're sitting there waiting to rotate, the quick rotation, making the guy from the outside shoot the ball, and that's how they played last year.
Well, it's refreshing to see a team do it on the defensive end, but I want to ask you this question. Is there a single coach in the league that commands the soul of their team more than Scott Roth for the JackJumpers?
You know what? He's a great coach, and he has the buy-in. That's the number one thing. They listen to him. He's got a bunch of young guys who don't have they left their ego at the door, and that's why they play for him.
Stay tuned for halftime, an unbelievable interview with the great man as well. But for Southeast Melbourne, they are down on bodies tonight, and it's one man for me, Mitch Creek, one of the most consistent guys in the NBL. He's going to have to step up.
I'm a little bit worried about Mitch Creek. Listen, he didn't play in the preseason, so it usually takes a couple of games to get you going. Let's just see if he can put them on his back and get the win tonight.
I can guarantee you Mitch Creek is ready to go. Game one, Leonard Copeland. But Alan Williams, the import, of course, he got in foul trouble in the blitz. He's someone that's going to need to stay on the floor if they're going to be competitive.
Well, that generally happens to Americans that come out here. It takes a little time to get to know the referees. Once he gets to know the referees, he'll be an asset for this team. But can he stay on the floor? That's the question.
That's the big question, and I'll tell you what, I apologise to all the Delavadova fans who had to watch Miss Creek with the violation right there, one of the dunks of all time. But I'll tell you what, what's your prediction?
Look, I'm going out there. I think the JackJumpers by a couple points.
Yeah, I think the JackJumpers as well. Now, a greater honour to throw it up to the great man upstairs, Jack Heverin, Peter Hawley, and of course, Homicide.
It is our absolute pleasure. Good afternoon, good evening, everyone, wherever you're joining us around the world, and welcome to opening night of NBL 23. It's been 4 months and 20 days since the Sydney Kings were crowned champions, and it's all up for grabs this season. Homicide, it is good to see you. We're back.
Oh, man, listen, I've been waiting on this day, and I'm glad we're here, and I'm glad I'm sitting next to you all, and let's get it going. Peter Hawley, what do you have?
It's funny because it's been 4 months, but I feel like it was just yesterday we saw the Kings win a title. I can't wait to get this season underway. Probably one of the most competitive seasons we've seen on paper. We'll see how it plays out. Everyone across the board you could probably make a case for having really good years.
Let's start with Tasmania, as we're seeing them on screen right now. No one tipped them to be anything other than last place last season. They made it all the way to the NBL Grand Final. I couldn't help but notice that not one pundit has got Tasmania inside the top 4 for NBL 23. Why is that the case?
Well, it's the same thing. Probably a lot of people think is there going to be a hangover from last year's fairy tale, and that everybody's saying, look, you bring back the exact same core, you upgrade maybe a spot in that import with Mikhail McIntosh. We know Josh Adams is gone. Are they going to be able to turn it back on? I think they will. I think they love when everybody's against them. That's just the way they love to fire.
Corey, let's take a look at their starting 5 with thanks to Champion. Great to have them involved in NBL 23, and the boys spoke about a couple of new names. One of them, Milton Doyle, who I think what appeals so much about Milton Doyle to Tasmania is the versatility that he can bring to the table.
100% defensively. He can play really good defense. Obviously, if he's playing for Coach of the Year, Scott Roth, you're going to have to be able to lock in and play defense. But what he can do is make plays happen on the offensive end. He can pass the ball well. He's a good role player. He can shoot the ball, and he can slash and get to the rack. He's a good pickup.
Bulls for the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. Home game for them tonight. They've got a great history of starting the season with wins on their home floor. They're 6-0 when it comes to home games in the first 3 rounds, but missed the playoffs last season. They've spoken about how they were disappointed with the way that it all finished off because it started so well for them. But they are light on tonight. There's no question about that.
Well, they are, but you talk about last year. I think it's been the story of since they've come into the competition. They've been inconsistent at times. When they've been good, they've been one of the best teams around. We've seen that. It all fell apart at the end of last season. We'll have a look at that starting 5. Mitch Creek, thank goodness he's out there for the Phoenix because it looked like they were missing 4 of their top 5. There's no Gary Brown. There's no Trey Kell. Ryan Brockhoff still to come back. And Mitch Creek, he was umming, maybe a game time decision. He's in. Alan Williams is going to be exciting, but as Coach mentioned, has been foul prone in the preseason. We'll see how that goes. Kyle Adnam had a fantastic blitz. And Junior Badut, Looking forward to seeing what he can do.
I sure am.
He's an exciting little prospect.
He sure is, and he's coming to play big. He's aggressive. He's mean. Let's get it on.
That starting five with thanks to champion. Still to come tonight, a freeway series opener between Sydney and Illawarra. But we are underway in style for NBL 23. Although that wasn't part of the plan. We'll try that one all over again.
What were the odds?
Our officials tonight, Michael Allen, James Grigul, and Daniel Troy. And Matt,
talk to me of the odds. Talk to me of the odds. We've waited for 4.5 months for what could be an exciting NBL 23. We have a violation on the start of the jump ball. Someone tips it out of bounds.
Get it all out of the way now, as they say. Southeast Melbourne ball. Phoenix wearing the black strip tonight. Tasmania in their away white strip. We'll see them on Monday night at home at MyState Bank Arena. Kickstart their season. There's Adnam, fresh off his blitz form, starts NBL 23 with a bang.
Oh, he was exceptional in the blitz, just filling it up, and this is what he does. He's no stranger to stepping up into the moment. When players are down, he's not shy of any shot. We know he's in that all-green NBL team, all-green lighters. Will Doyle, what a way to start regular season for the JackJumpers, all the way to the hoop.
We're going to see that a lot this season. Again, he's a reliable three-point shooter and an exceptional slasher.
Here's Alan Williams. Big man with a big reputation and a big personality, but Adam lost the handle. Tasmania with a 2-on-1 up the floor. Did well not to foul. The Jet wins it back. McVeigh, top of the key. The best player in the NBL Blitz tournament. Unsuccessful that time.
That foul's going to go on Junior Middle off the ball, but you can see why Tasmania was so good on the defensive end last season. They come across here. This is the first three ball from Kyle Ladnam. I hype up the defense, and they had the mistake that first one out. But then Krislovic, instead of going under, decided to hedge, good with his hands, got the steal. Turnover here. Phoenix get another opportunity.
Mitch Creek spoken about a lot for not being out there in the pre-season. Pushes the issue. Williams can't finish from underneath, but wrestles back control and scores.
Good second effort by the big fella. Was a bit rusty in the preseason. Gets that one to go.
What will he have learned from the blitz, Corey, in terms of trying to stay out of foul trouble?
Well, that is definitely what he needs to make sure he does, is stay out of foul trouble. He's a big factor for them this season. Obviously, Joe Chi with a late signing. He's joining them mid-October, but he has to stay out of foul trouble.
That is what he can do. Get on the glass and put it back in. 100%.
He had led UC Santa Barbara in rebounding. He's led the nation back-to-back 2014 and 2015 in rebounding.
Kenyon spin and blocked by Maduit.
No, Matt Kenyon, he's not a shooter, but those are the ones where you get an open look in the corner, you've got to step up and knock that down, at least attempt it. But this is exactly what Alan Williams can do. You mentioned how good he was rebounding in college. I mean, he's done that wherever he goes. He's a big unit, but that key is going to be staying out of foul trouble. Fouled out 3 times in the preseason, including the 2 games before the Blitz they played against Tasmania. Takes some time with new imports.
There he is, missing from underneath. Phoenix wanted a foul. Simon Mitchell animated on the sidelines. Tasmania played through. Krislovic couldn't clean up.
Both teams missing what would be easy buckets, usually.
Tarangi backs his way into the paint.
Alan Williams, once again, his energy on the offensive glass has been tremendous.
Knocked out of play.
This is where if you're Tasmania, this is what Josh Majette, you can see him calling him in now. He's got to settle down on the offensive end. He knows that there's no real one-on-one playmaking shot maker like Josh Adams was, making real hard shots look so easy. He's going to take command on the offensive end, make sure everybody's in the right spot as Kyle Adam gives him an absolute gift, and on cue, gets a layup.
That's very unlike Kyle Adam.
Well, it is, and that's not exactly what I meant by commanding the offense, but he'll take it.
Alan Williams, 4 rebounds already in this game. This Creek, feet set. Looks good.
Continues from last season. Super confident in that 3-ball. And that was the weakest part of his game on the scouting report, at least. And he has improved that leaps and bounds.
Shot 32.5% from 3 last season, but that was a bit down towards the end of the year. He's shooting it so confidently. There's Matt Canyon. We spoke about the one before in the corner he needed to take. He took this one. And the Jack Jumpers are much better when they take those open shots.
And they're much better when they run the offense through hands and get a lot of movement in the half-court set.
It's Junior Madut. One of South East Melbourne's signings in the off-season. Spent some time playing college for Hawaii, the NCAA. Foul on Adnam.
Josh Majette does that so well off the ball screen as well. A little snake dribble, get the defender on your back. But you probably wish he had that one back. As soon as you hear the whistle, you got to throw it at the rim. Go to the line for 2.
Both teams go to their benches for the first time. Let's take a look on the Amy replay.
So here we go. You see there that little snake dribble to have Kyle Adams stay behind. Normally he tries to draw the foul himself and float it up. I'm surprised he tried to pass it, but I think we're going to see that a little bit more from Majette this season of really getting others involved.
Long rebound, falls the way of Kenyon.
Good pass.
Little handoff was excellent for McVeigh, and Tasmania are back within 1. Jared Bairstow out there for his first minutes of the season for Tasmania.
He's still going to show up on the stat sheet for Jared Bairstow. That was exceptional one-on-one defense. The way he was banging bodies with Alan Williams the whole way down the floor, and then on the ball screen, came to a switch and just put his body right in front. Managed to cause the turnover. That's exactly why Scott Roth loves to throw him out there. No Will Magnay. They're still waiting on getting their superstar big man back.
No Will Magnay nor Clint Steindl out there tonight. Their captain not playing with a knee issue that he picked up while representing Australia during the winter. Still a couple of weeks away. Tarangi tries to get inside. Looks into the corner, and Owen Foxwell, who's out there tonight.
That's just good one-on-one defense. See, if you can play defense and not have a lot of rotation, that's the strength in your defense, keeping your man in front of you.
Okay, here we go. Hold on, we need 24. Yep.
So no Gary Brown, no Trey Kell, nor Ryan Brockhoff for the season opener tonight for South East Melbourne. Both are short-term injuries, so that's the good news, I guess, Pete, from a Phoenix point of view.
Well, it is. I mean, the Trey Kell one, if everyone saw on social media the behind-the-scenes of him getting signed during the Summer League, exceptional video and access we got from the Phoenix, and Tommy Greer is so high on his potential as one of the best two-way players in the league. So him to have a significant rib injury in the preseason, no doubt is such a setback. Ryan Brockhoff was so excited to get back on the floor. Yep. He's got to wait a little while as well, and then Gary Brown picking that up in the blitz.
Oh, in the blitz.
So they're really up against it, no doubt about it. But luckily for them, youngsters like Owen Foxwell had an exceptional NBL 1 season playing for Eltham. These guys get to come in off really big seasons and try and carry it over.
And I'm excited to see Owen get this opportunity, because the game Gary Brown went down, Owen had 19 points. A few assists, looked really comfortable out there.
Yeah, he certainly won't be bothered by the occasion. Here's Rashard Kelly, his first minutes as a jack jumper. Combines with Doyle. Challenge from Williams, did well to not foul. And drag in rebound number 5. Adnam fires away.
Oh, you better find him. You cannot give Kyle Adnam a wide open look. Not in this building.
That's twice now. The opening play of the game, Matt Kenyon gets caught up on the screen, goes under. Does it again there. Kyle Adams already hit one, and we know he doesn't need any daylight whatsoever. But he gets all the time in the world to set his feet. That's going down.
Shot the 3 ball at 37% last season. Starting minutes are looking good on the Phoenix skipper. Kelly knocked out a play by Tarangi.
And it's going to be a different opportunity when he's starting this game. If you remember a couple of seasons ago, I think Kiefer Sykes was injured.
Kiefer Sykes got injured. He stepped in.
He stepped in, had 13 assists, career high in assists when he was getting everybody else involved. They're missing arguably 3 of their main offensive weapons, so he's going to have to step up and take a bit of that load on the offensive end.
And we do know he is very comfortable, real good minutes by the big fella. 5-6 rebounds in that first quarter. But more important, no fouls.
I think Phoenix fans are going to love Alan Williams. 13-9 at John Cain Arena. The Jets short on the 2. Creek back out on the floor. The pass for the cutter, Ruben Tarangi.
Beautiful pass, Mitch Creek. Held it just long enough for Tarangi to sneak underneath the hoop. Easy reverse layup. Tasmania's transition defense has to be better. Find a man.
It's an equal game-high 6-point lead midway through this first quarter. Kelly forced into a tough look. Used the size to his advantage and rolls it in.
I had a mismatch right there. Young fella Foxwell on him. No way he was passing that up.
Still to come tonight, South, as we finish up here with Southeast Melbourne and Tasmania, Sydney and Illawarra at the Wynn Entertainment Centre.
That's a mouse in the house right there, Mitch Creek.
Definitely.
Sean McDonald checking into the game, who's coming off an exceptional blitz himself. His last game had 18 points, 7 rebounds in the blitz.
That's Mitch Creek.
You've got to send a double team.
Jet from a long way out. No good. Tasmania wanted to push in the back.
Probably should have got it in the end.
Yeah, they got away with one.
Tarangi to the other end of the floor, aggressive.
Beautiful. Finish with the right hand. Taking the contact. Timeout, Tasmania.
Southeast Melbourne have got this out to an 8-point lead with 3 minutes remaining before quarter time. Down on Soldiers, but so far so good for the home team in the season opener. At halftime, we're going to learn a lot more about the reigning Coach of the Year, Scott Roth. He's the man that everyone would love to be coached by. Here's a little sample of what's coming up at halftime.
I'd spent almost a year and a half of non-stop putting this team together, and to go beyond expectations of what everyone else thought this team was, and to connect the entire state and have everyone rally around the JackJumpers was a huge accomplishment.
Bulls, you had the pleasure of conducting that interview, and so many of them in the preseason. He's just a wonderful human being.
Well, he is, and you wait till you see the whole thing. It's really raw, it's emotional, it's so powerful, and you wonder why this team of players and I guess the whole state rallied around this man. You're about to see a little bit of that reason why. He's an exceptional human being and wears his heart on his sleeve, and he loves that. He thinks it separates him from a lot of other coaches around the world in terms of being vulnerable and showing his players that. That's what made him fall in love with Tasmania, and that's what made Tasmania fall in love with him.
Might be a few tears in that halftime interview. That's from you. I'm not sure about Scott. But
oh, I was close, tell you that much.
That's coming up at halftime here in the Hungry Jacks NBL season opener. Southeast Melbourne have looked the goods in this first term. Jared Weeks out there for his first minutes of the season. Doyle, long way from the basket. Besto rolls to the cup and scores over the top of Creek.
And every time, well, almost every time, the JackJumpers run an offensive possession, patient, getting it through hands, they score. That's the key to their team success.
Good take there from Kyle Adnam.
Beautiful take.
But you're spot on, Corey, and this is something they're going to have to get used to throughout the whole year, because last year they did that overall as much as they could. Has seen Kyle Adnam just breaking down Jared Weeks, getting all the way to the hoop. Last year, whenever they didn't do that, they let Josh Adams play one-on-one, and he was one of the toughest shot takers and makers we saw, especially in the final series. They don't have that this year. Kelly and Doyle are different. Josh Majette, we know he likes a car park three every now and then, but it's more important this year that they really slow down, get through sets, and when they get their full contingent back, Clint Steindl checks into the game. Then you run all the sets for him to come flying off screens. Sam McDaniel, another one coming off a fantastic NBL 1 campaign when they get him back. Just to slot in and try and really run through the sets.
So how different will that offense look from last year then?
Oh, completely different. You take out Josh Adams exactly the way he played, and everyone, I think, has forgotten how slow the start was for Tasmania last year. Everybody was saying, here we go, this is what I expect. Sean McDonald continues where he left off. from up in Darwin. But they started really poorly, and they came together and realised we've got to do this as one team, as one unit. That's what they turned it all around.
Sean McDonald. 8 games we saw last year.
I'm not sure.
Against the other end.
This is the first quarter. If you know nothing else in this first quarter, don't go under. He will make you pay.
Well, let's be honest. The scout on Kyle Adam, he wouldn't be going under regardless, let alone after he's already hit 2.
Dude.
He's into double figures already, 11 points. There you go. Tory Smith-Milner was asking the same thing. What is Jared Weeks doing?
Kyle Adam has 11 of South East Melbourne's 24. And Savage, another of the Phoenix new players, almost came up with a steal. There's Dane Pinot. I think we all just want to see Dane Pinot has some luck on the injury front. Barely seen him in the last 2 years. As Creek turns the corner, back at home.
Spot on, Jack. Great to see him back on the court. Comes up with a loose ball.
Phoenix in transition. Adnam. Not that time. Creek on the O-glass.
Earned himself a heat check there, Kyle Adnam.
As he should.
No doubt about it. But you mentioned Dane Pinot. That's what we saw playing that hedging the ball screen. Just a fantastic defender as a big man in the ball screen. Always has been. He's been able to stay healthy, and that's way too easy. Mitch Creek walking into a layup. Solomon Mitchell's baseline out of bounds is so well drawn up. They so often get layups.
That's a breakdown that we rarely see. McVeigh to try and change that. Does it rattle out? Owen Foxwell bringing the ball up the floor. Exciting young player here in the Hungry Jacks NBL. Next little floater doesn't go. Pinot helps it in.
Doing what he does best. Crash the O boards. Finishes that possession.
They've scored the last 6, South East Melbourne. And have opened up a double-figure lead in the shadows of quarter time. The double comes for Doyle on the turnover.
It's great defense on ball. Put more pressure on the ball handlers, not making it easy.
That's exactly what we're talking about with Dane Pinot. That ball is at the halfway line. There's no need for anyone to have to go out there and make a play on it. It's just what he does. There's so many other options where you'd rather, if it's that high, go under or just try and shrink up the screen.
Last look of the opening term. Creek from outside. Can't get it to go. A terrific start for the South East Melbourne Phoenix. They lead 28-16 after 1 in the Hungry Jacks NBL season opener.
Hey fans, this season with thanks to Latrobe Financial, we are giving away a guaranteed $50,000. And like these NBL legends, Wortho and Gibbo, you can be a Latrobe Financial legend. All you need to do is send in a clip of you making a half-court shot for your chance to win a semifinals opportunity to shoot from half court for $50,000. All thanks to Latrobe Financial. Head to the NBL website now to enter.
That's how it's done, Latrobe Financial. You can enter now at nbl.com.au/legends for your chance to win $50,000. And Gibbo told me, Corey, that was first take, that half-court shot.
That was a first take. It sure was.
So Wortho hit one, Gibbo hit one. Where was yours?
Now you know I didn't hit one.
We'll hear from Adam Gibson, part of our commentary team this season. He's up for game number 2. Southeast Melbourne and Tasmania up first, and Sydney and Illawarra up second, but it was all the Phoenix in the opening quarter.
And that's great one-on-one defense. Tasmania tried to attack the big fella, see if they can get him in foul trouble, and great defense as long as he can continue to do that.
That's a play they ran a lot last season, where they've got the down screens. Normally Clint Steiner coming out. Really strong take all the way with his left, and let someone go isolation one-on-one.
Malcolm Bernard, his first points of the night.
Injury replacement for Trey Cal.
Fantastic NBL1 South season. He's earned his opportunity.
18 points per game with Bendigo Braves.
That's a mouse in the house, Jack McVeigh. Oh, Foxwell has been stuck in the post a couple of times.
Welcome to playing a lot of minutes.
Yeah, no doubt.
In this league, they're going to attack you.
Remember last season when he got checked into the game midway through the year and a throwdown, hit a 3 in the corner as he sits down Jared Weeks. Oh my, what a way to answer back.
He's not shy. Phoenix by 12, Kyle Adnam, leading scorer in the game with 11. Mitch Creek has 7. Jet turns the corner. No good from the free throw line.
That's just good defense. Even that last part of their offensive set, when they switched, still contained them and contested the shot.
Bernard for Madut, wide open, misses everything. And to Semic on the offensive glass, he can't score either.
Well, they want that one back. The Bunnings did all the hard work to get in the right spot to get the offensive rebound. They're going to get something flowing on that offensive end.
Nice hands by Foxwell, creates a turnover.
This is going to be the issue. With no Josh Adams to simply just break the team out of the funk, they're going to have to do it.
Here's the Amy replay, Pete.
So here is Kelly just trying to break down Alan Williams. Good hands from Foxwell. Throws it into Kelly, straight off him, and there'll be a turnover. But Josh Adams last year, when they were in a funk offensively, said, look, I'm going to make some plays. I'm just going to take it and go. Do they have that player this year? I don't think they do.
Well, who does it have to be then?
Well,
it has to be someone.
Without Clint Steiner, we know when you bring him in, you're going to run a lot of plays for him, a lot of sets for him, but still not a guy to just throw the ball and say, go get us a bucket one-on-one.
Any team that's successful, they always have 1 or 2 of those. Right now, we're not seeing anybody in this first quarter and 3 minutes for the JackJumpers.
You're spot on because, look, they're not going to be built like that. They never are with the way the roster is put together. But this season, they're catching nobody sleeping. I think even three quarters through NBL23, everybody's thinking, look, the JackJumpers, it's been real, but they're going to die off eventually. They never did. This season's different. This season, everybody's coming in talking about what they did last year. Every other team wants to quieten that down.
They've got a double header to start the season. Tasmania, they'll host Cairns on Monday night.
Oh, at the Nest. Place is going to be rocking.
That ain't going to be a walk in the park. Because Cairns is exciting.
Cairns going to be one of the more exciting teams to watch in the league, mate. No doubt about it.
Adnam backdoor. Can't finish. Get himself on the foul line.
Good find, good offensive set. Kyle Adnam up to 11 points. Goes to the charity stripe for 2.
Averaged just under 9 points a year last season. Kyle Adnam, 38% from 3. What a pass. Kenyon was there. Pass was just on the money. Just under 3 assists. It came off the blitz. I'm not sure if we have the full blitz MVP ladder, but I think he would be close. He would have finished top 3, if not runner-up to Jack McVeigh. Had an exceptional tournament up in Darwin.
But the thing is with him, with Kyle, even though he averaged, you said 9 last year per game, you know if he's getting more minutes, he is going to put on, and that's just great pressure defense, not even allowing them to inbound the ball.
Pressure's the word, Corey. They're under pressure right now, Tasmania.
And they are folding under this pressure early in this game.
We're talking a lot about Kyle Adam in the offensive end, but Simon Mitchell will be thrilled with the defensive intensity from the Phoenix. They've had no problem scoring the ball for the last few years. Defensive consistency has been their biggest issue.
Creek isolates McVeigh, bodies his way in. Nice D from McVeigh.
Jump ball. I tell you what, referee's put the whistle away a little bit to start this one, and I like it.
I'm loving it with you.
The big boys play. See here, Mitch Creek. Good second effort from Jack McVeigh, and Krislovic getting his hand all over that from Alan Williams.
It's the right call. Easily.
Speaking of where offense can come from, this man right here.
Oh, yeah. I'm glad he got the full-time role.
Spent a couple of seasons with Illawarra. Found his way out of the rotation last year under Brian Goorjian. He can score. Not that time, though.
He's not going to die wondering, Isaac White. Well, he's out there, it's for one reason. He's going to hunt space and look to get his shot.
Look at that mullet.
That is fresh.
All business.
He has left the barber chair at 5:55 p.m. tonight and rolls straight in.
One thing you never have to doubt with Isaac White is he's going to have a TV haircut. He knows when he's playing and he's got his barber booked accordingly. Is that foul on Kenyon?
Veteran move. Kyle Adnam throwing his body into Matt Kenyon, who wasn't in front. Get the whistle.
Third foul of the quarter for the JackJumpers. Milton Doyle checks back in. This Simon Mitchell, 4th season in charge. Spoken a lot about watching on during playoffs time and how it burnt, and he wants to be back there this season. Creek downhill, so hard to stop in that situation.
Well, he is. He's one of the best forwards in the game. And you mentioned why it stung so much for the Phoenix and Simon Mitchell last year, because the year before that, they were a quarter away from making a grand final series that, had they got that, would have won.
Yep.
Let's not forget what happened with Perth. Bryce Cotton. Melbourne United came back from a huge deficit in that Game 3 semi-final series and sent the Phoenix home. So they thought they were just a couple of pieces away, couldn't string it together long enough. But in the end, you think these two clubs are friends, because the Phoenix getting the win over Perth the last game of the season got Tasmania in for the fairy tale.
I think a little bottle of something got set.
Maybe a couple of cigars for Scott Roth to enjoy. You know he loves a cigar.
15-point lead for South East Melbourne on opening night. It's been a very polished performance from them so far. Doyle from deep.
They're struggling to shoot from outside, just 2 of 8 for a team that shot 46% from 3 across the blitz in Darwin.
Meanwhile, the Phoenix shooting at 40%. Williams hustles inside.
He's having a really good game. He started off eating glass, which is what he really does. More important, he stayed out of foul trouble. He's been a really good passer so far in this game from that high post area, as well as a really good screen setter. Now he gets the ball on the block, and he goes to work. Now he has a chance to shoot from this charity stripe.
67 NBA games for Alan Williams. Played with Phoenix and Brooklyn. Had to do it the hard way, though. Played all through the Summer League system to earn his opportunity at the top level.
Hometown kid playing for Phoenix. Very emotional, talking about what that meant to his family. Offensive rebound from Junior Maduit. It'll be interesting, that dynamic, when Joe Chi gets his legs back under him, how they figure that out.
See Joe Chi back with the Phoenix in a couple of weeks. Tarangi, beautiful touch.
It's a really good opportunity for Ruben Tarangi with some key pieces out. He's been down in the last couple of years. Go back to 2019 where he averaged 10 points a game. There's a breakdown. On the other end, Josh Majette missing a wide open one, but Tarangi 10 points a game, in 2019. We know he won 6th Man of the Year, Most Improved Player. Fell off a little bit. Saw spurts last season. He only averaged 3.8 points a game, but when he's playing confidently and getting more opportunity, he can really string it all together. He's exceptional for his national team. They're bringing that to the Phoenix when they need it the most in the early rounds like this.
Krislovic, nice knockdown. To say that they needed that would be an understatement.
But if you're the Phoenix, you'll live with that if Prislovic is hitting the 3.
Call on Adnam for an elbow.
Yeah, as you're holding as well, I got you.
Explanation there from Michael Aylen, our senior official. Look at it.
Oh yeah, it's caught him on the jaw.
Let's not forget, Coach Challenge still around. Didn't see it in the blitz.
Yep.
Wasn't part of that.
All right, he goes and has a rest.
You keeping score on the Coach's Challenge?
Oh, absolutely. My goal this year is to not get any message from the coaches like I did getting 40s wrong last year. Still apologise to him for that.
McVeigh aggressive. Nice take. Some free throws coming.
And right now, all Tazzy has to do is figure out ways to continue to tick the scoreboard over while they're in this slump offensively.
Timeout called, 36-21. 5 minutes before halftime. Alan Williams has made a very good start to this game, and we mentioned that he's a big man with a big personality. Let's hear about what he's most looking forward to about playing in Australia.
I think the thing I really want to be able to do the most is like see the landscape of it and travel to as many places as I can. So anywhere I go, I tend to want to explore and really get the feel of where I'm at, and I feel like Australia's a really cool place to do that. I think seeing a kangaroo would be awesome, obviously. Crocodiles obviously would be really cool too, and I've seen both now. So I don't know what else is on my list, but I'm really welcome and open to any of the opportunities that kind of come my way to get out and do some stuff.
Remember the first time you saw a crocodile, Corey?
Oh, that video
I was in Townsville. Williams, loving what he's doing. As I mentioned earlier, he eats the glass. And as long as he is not in foul trouble, we're going to see him do a whole lot of that. Defense is what he can do as well. You see him hustling. Loving to see a big guy underground doing that. And again, a glass eater. Everywhere he goes, he leads leagues in rebounding. He's a willing passer.
He's infectious, Pete. That's the other thing he is from an energy point.
Huge personality. That's why they love everything about him. Big Sauce is the nickname for him. You hear him talk a little bit further. You ever get a chance to have a chat with him. Big family man as well. Loves that. His family's booked a couple of tickets to come out to Australia and see him. And you mentioned all the animals he wants to see in Australia. His fellow imports are the exact opposite in terms of wanting to see any of the wildlife.
McVeigh takes care of both, brings it back to 13, the difference. Savage hands off to Madun. No foul called initially. Played through the contact though and traveled.
It's just much better half-court defense from the JackJumpers. Everybody was moving their feet. You see here, the late switch, and Sean McDonald, instead of trying to come across and hack, just used his body. So that his feet was probably out of position a little bit. Stayed down, didn't bite on the shot fake. Of course, the turnover in the end.
Rebound by Savage. First professional contract, spent 5 years playing with the UC Berkeley Golden Bears. He holds the school record for games played at 139. Very savvy signing by Tommy Greer in the Phoenix front office. He blocks that shot. Shot clock winds to 9. Tipped out of play by Doyle.
Good hands there. Will Doyle. Those are the ones you
Okay, 4.9, all right?
You're trying to get the mismatch. You don't want to bring in someone who's already got a smaller guy on to get that switch. You want to keep it away so you have exactly the matchup you want. Ruben Tarangi tees off. That's no good.
Shooting clip down to 36% for the Phoenix from outside. Tasmania shooting at just 30% from beyond the arc. McDonald, nice knockdown, playing some good minutes.
Well, I can tell you this, McDonald is in this game, and while he's here, he's putting it up. Good hit, brings it back to 10.
Scored the last 5, Tasmania. Giving the Phoenix something to think about. They've had the game largely on their terms so far. Foxwell's pass a little hot from the do it. Jet. Mid-air changed his mind to McVeigh.
It's really well defended from Ruben Tarangi. Another one who's using their body. Lowering the hands, not having a swipe at it. If you're going to make a tough shot, you're going to make it over outstretched hands.
Phoenix a little stagnant. Simon Mitchell.
Beautiful pass.
Well, like that.
Howdy, young fella. Easy finish by Williams.
I needed something. You could hear Simon Mitchell barking instructions. No Kyle Ladner. Mitch Creek's come to the scorer's bench now. This has looked a bit shaky.
Back out to a 12-point lead. Williams picks up a foul. It'll be his first.
And you will live with that. For him to get his first with 2:21 left in this one. In this half.
Grant Anasevich will sits down. Timeout call. Phoenix last of the opening half. Let's take a look at Kyle Adnam and the way that he started this game. Captain of this team, starting 5 tonight, has 13 points, Corey, and has set the tone.
And this is what I love when, you know what, you're shorthanded and Kyle Adnam is healthy and ready to go. Give me the ball, coach. And if you go under, I am going to make you pay. I'm Kyle Adnam. You know better than that. Brings it over half court. You go under again. Every time you go under, I'm knocking this down. You're not going to disrespect me on my home court. He's making them pay.
And you can understand maybe they're scouting the exact offense that the Phoenix have got themselves into with that. So they think it's maybe just a diversion or he's getting across the other side of the floor, let the offense flow. He just hit 2 threes before that last one. You can't go under. That changes whatever scout you've done for the week. That changes after he's hit 2 threes. You've got to fight, push him over. And if you're the big man, you've got to be screaming that that's coming. Allow Jared Weeks to shrink the gap.
Still to come tonight, Illawarra and Sydney at the Wynn Entertainment Centre. Tomorrow, some big games. Melbourne and New Zealand back at John Cain Arena, and Perth and Brisbane at RAC Arena. But a big thanks to our great friends at Latrobe Financial. They are back this season, giving away a guaranteed $50,000. You can enter now. The website is on your screen. Pretty close, those cartoon figures, Corey. The likeness is real.
Pretty close.
Doyle out of the timeout. This is everything.
Well, it was the right idea. You can see the set they were trying to run, but again, that's normally Clint Steindl in that spot where he doesn't need much time or space to get his feet set. The pass in the screens wasn't connecting enough. Doyle had to try and make something out of nothing.
Shot clock at 7 for Southeast Melbourne. Tarangi dumps it inside for Williams.
Just good hands, a real big target. Tarangi draws the defense. Makes them out of position and they have to rotate. Nice pass to the big fella. He goes to the charity stripe for 2. I know he'd love to get that back though.
It's an interesting stretch here. Look at the lineup for the JackJumpers. You've got Kelly and McVeigh playing the bigs. Doyle, McDonald and Majette. We keep harping on about Will Magnay. How badly they're going to miss him. Bring that big defensive anchor down low.
Williams up to 9 points and 6 rebounds. Really good first half.
Still no locked away return date for Will Magnay, Pete, as yet. There's some positive news reports during the week that things are progressing well.
It's a very similar thing to what Nathan Sobey's had to go through, where everyone thinks, okay, it's an injury, you just rehab or rest for however many months. It doesn't just fix itself like that. It's a really annoying one. Good pass from Doyle, good finish from Jack McVeigh. That's better offense. So it'll be frustrating, Will Magnay. No doubt about it. And let's hope we get to see him on the floor sooner rather than later in NBL 23.
We are talking about Will Magnay's knee. For those following along at home, it's been a problem for him for the last 3 years, really. He's only 24 years of age, Corey. He's too young to be dealing with that sort of stuff.
Super young. I hope he gets better and healthy and ready to go. Because when he's at his best, oh man, it's a beauty to watch. He knew that was off. He knew that was off.
That's more like it.
There you go. Yelled at that one to get in there.
It's 4 of 6 from the line. Not too bad. They're 9 of 12 as a team.
10 points, 6 rebounds for the big fella.
Tick down towards halftime. The Jet takes it at Foxwell. Didn't get it to go. Offensive rebound by Rashard Kelly. His first night as a jack jumper. McDonald, late in the clock.
Oh,
great take.
Oh, yeah, great take by McDonald.
What's a shot put?
You see, and in that possession, I would have liked to see Kelly take that one-on-one. Because right now, when it's not going right, your imports need to step up right now.
It's got to be one of those two. Kelly or Doyle have to do it. You see Josh Magette trying, but
it ain't happening.
He couldn't hit water if he fell out of a boat right now. He's 1 of 7. And how many easy ones below the free throw line where he's getting, and it's just lipping out.
And right now, sorry to cut you off, Pete, and you're right. Right now, with the big target inside who's rolling, they're looking for him. It's a mismatch inside. Kelly has to attempt to hold him from the waist. Fouls him. He goes to the charity stripe for 2. And I'm sure for him, that's more like it. Nothing but net.
I'll call him damn this time.
Nothing but net, okay.
Great first half here.
12 points, 6.
6 rebounds. It's been exceptional. I think Joe Chi's thinking about right now.
That's what Simon Mitchell's thinking about, of having both Chi and Alan Williams available in a couple of weeks. Still with Brockhoff and Kell
and
Brown to come back. McDonald is beaten man for Tasmania in this first half.
Somebody one-on-one got to step up, and it is him right now.
DP having himself a game.
Creek, the last shot of the first half. Doesn't get that to go. 10-point lead to Southeast Melbourne. The JackJumpers are just hanging around at the main break. Copes and Felix going to break it down next. The Phoenix lead 43-33 at John Cain Arena.
we're blessed in this nation to have some incredible sports stories, but this is, to me, the best story going around at the moment.
I'd spent almost a year and a half of non-stop putting this team together, and to go beyond expectations of what everyone else thought this team was, and to connect the entire state and have everyone rally around the JackJumpers was a huge accomplishment.
All hail the Kings! Sydney, the NBL22 champions!
Again, being a foreigner coming into a place like this and being welcome and having the people of Tasmania rally around you, to sell them on something that didn't exist, to have players I didn't know come in, buy into what it meant to be a Jack Jumper and what it was going to be to play for me, it's special. I've been through a lot. And I had a lot of death in my family that I've been right there for. My dad died in my arms and tried to save him for 30 minutes. I just been through a lot. And I think it's important to show the players that I'm their coach, I'm their friend, I'm their mentor. Showing the vulnerability, or at least showing who I am, I think is important to them to know that we're all in this together. It took me 58 years to find Tasmania to get to a place where I am myself, I can enjoy myself, I can breathe. I feel like I'm home. You know, I just have to be myself really at the end of the day and to be the best Scott Rolfe I can be.
Seldom does a head coach command the soul of a team such as Scott Roth does for these Tasmania JackJumpers. You don't have to spend much time with him to see just how special this man is, Lennard Copeland.
He is. He wears his heart on his sleeves. And I got emotional myself there watching that. He's a fantastic coach and a great man.
He's an unbelievable man. If you want to catch part 2 of that unbelievable interview, Cairns taking on the Tasmania JackJumpers on Monday night, you'll be able to catch part 2. But it's time to jump back here to John Cain Arena and check out the highlights, the Hungry Jacks highlights here of the first half. Now, the South East Melbourne Phoenix, they needed 3 players to step up, Lennard, and they did just that.
You know what, Kyle, I knew he was going to step up. He's got a baby face, but he's a veteran. He's played with guys like Kevin Lish and Jerome Rando. He has that experience, and I knew he was going to get hot.
Well, that's it. And Mitch Creek, another guy that we wanted to step up. Ant Williams as well, Alan Williams.
I got a question for you guys. Williams is a great rebounder. Dane Pinot's a great rebounder. When Joe Chi comes back, who sits down?
Well, that's going to be the big question, isn't it? And that's why the coaches get paid the money that they do, more than the commentators get paid. But I'll tell you what, has Alan Williams lived up to the hype so far? Is he filling that void?
Well, look, he's definitely a beast inside. You give him that ball, he can score the rock. He rebounds well. I love his size, and he's probably going to get better as the season goes on.
Well, you look at the stats right there, and obviously a 10-point lead for the Phoenix at the half, but the one that jumps out to me is the significant size disadvantage that the JackJumpers are dealing with. Double the rebound count, 24-12.
I say it all the time, if you can out-rebound a team, you're going a long way to winning a game, and that's what they're doing tonight.
Well, that's it, and I'll tell you what, obviously it's going to be an uphill battle for the JackJumpers to get in this, but if we just saw that Scott Roth interview, we know how hard this team fights. They are never out of the game. What do they need to do in this second half to be able to fight back in?
They got to make some shots. They're missing a lot of shots. They're rebounding the basketball. They got to push the ball. They don't have that great one-on-one player they had last year. They got to share the ball, make some shots, and rebound the ball.
Early thoughts on Milton Doyle and Rashad Kelly?
Man.
We might be a little bit too harsh of a judge. But I'll tell you what, we're going to be back shortly with the second half. Jack Heverin and the boys will be getting all the action ready to go.
ready to help me?
Do you need my help?
I can't hold and drill at the same time.
Welcome to NBL Weekenders, a series where your favourite hoopers will jump off the court and onto the tools with help of the team at Bunnings.
All right, time to make something of the backyard for the little man. Maybe a cubby house, sand pit, one of these. I think he would like one of these. All right, I think Jack's gonna love this. What you doing, bud? You bringing everything up? Thanks, bud. Came together really well. Pretty sturdy, now we're gonna get to painting. All right, we're putting on the finishing touches now. It's come up really good. We may have had a few little accidents and we spilled some paint over in this side, but we'll have to get something from Bunnings to clean that up with. But other than that, it's gone fairly smooth.
There's Ryan Brockhoff getting the job done at home. It makes sense that we send Halls out to take a look at those working at home with thanks to Bunnings. We sent the man who knows the least out of the entire commentary team to Bunnings. Have you actually been inside of Bunnings?
Love Bunnings, one of my favourite stores
around. What do you do
around.
there besides eat the sausages?
Get a sausage and a coffee, walk out.
Jackson Brockhoff, I think, knows more about the tools than you do.
Do not doubt that for a second.
43-33. The Phoenix leading the JackJumpers.
Tell you what, if the Phoenix want to win a lot of games this season, they're going to need a lot more contribution from their 3 imports. 3 of 18 combined in that first half. All 3 of them were. Corey, I know we spoke a little bit about it as we reflected on that first half. They've got to be better.
Yeah, I know you meant the JackJumpers, but you're correct. 3 of 18, that's not going to get it done. Milton Doyle, 1 of 4 in the first half. Kelly, 1 of 7. In the first half, both with 2 points. They're going to have to step up big in this second half, and they're going to have to be able to create off the dribble when the offense is not working.
Josh Majet's the other one, just 1 of 7 as well. But how can the offense, everybody else, move to free them up to get them easier looks? A lot of them have been contested looks.
Only once last season, Tasmania were down by double figures at quarter time in 34 games, and they find themselves down by double figures at the half. A lot of work to do for the visitors on opening night. Illawarra and Sydney up next at the Wynn Entertainment Centre. Creek backing in on McVeigh. That's last touch by the JackJumpers.
Williams again. Doesn't get credit for the offensive rebound, but he's just hanging around. His energy on the offensive glass. Well defended one-on-one by Jack McVeigh.
Adnam has 13 points at half-time. That was a sloppy inbound.
Good pressure on ball. Once it got inbound by Doyle. Let's see if that can spark something on the offensive end for the JackJumpers.
2 wins from 3 games in the NBL Blitz for Tasmania. Wins over Sydney and Cairns. And an 8-point loss to Adelaide. Smattered in there as well.
Hands by Adnam.
Thanks, Josh. 10 on the clock here, mate. Right there, don't break.
Nice cut, Doyle. And the find from Majet just as good. Nice start, Tasmania.
That's the offense that we highlighted a little bit off the top of their second half. Easy looks. Let Doyle get into the flow of things. Good pass from Majet, good finish.
Phoenix wind that shot clock down. Sits at 5. Tarangi has to get downhill with the left hand. Comes up short.
Another stop on the defensive end by the JackJumpers. Can they get a bucket?
Haven't really been able to get on a scoring run at any stage so far tonight.
You have to credit the defense of the Phoenix.
Majet, catch and shoot 3. His troubles continue.
Good effort from Krizovic, but that just highlights where the JackJumpers are at. They took so long to get a good look. You saw Doyle get the ball out on the wing and just hold it for a few seconds. Then Krizovic had a really good roll. They threw it to him. And instead of him, with the smaller guard coming across to help, just slowing down, maybe taking a dribble, pump fake, go up, kicks it to Kenyon in the corner, who's already well defended. Majet has to settle for a deep 3.
He was the guy to put it up.
No doubt about it. Krizovic was there. The smaller defender came across to help. One dribble, shot fake, hit a guy in the air, or just go up strong. Making things a bit harder than they need to be right now. But thankfully, they can try to get some stops. Don't let the score continue to tick over from Phoenix.
Creek 3 of 11 from the field.
That's a travel. Good close out there from a Jet. Now this is what the Jack Jumpers did exceptionally well last season. When they had these slow offensive nights, their defense ramped up. If they were struggling to score the ball, the opposition wasn't scoring the ball, and they grinded out until the last few minutes and backed themselves to get a win.
McVeigh, the Ray Borner Trophy winner, best player in the pre-season. Doyle had Kenyon, who gave up another look. Krislovic give up his look.
And those are 2 layup opportunities. Whether make or miss, you have to take those for the defense to respect you.
He's making the right play.
Adnam aggressive, draws a foul.
So both Krislovic and Kenyon made the right play, the right cut. They've just got to back themselves to go up and try and finish. That's what it's there. You've made the advantage. Got to take advantage of it like Kyle Adnam does there. Those Krislovic's out of position. Jump into him as he's moving. Gets the foul call, goes to the line where he's nearly automatic.
Kyle Adnam continues. Attacking the defense. He's up to 14 points. It's just great having a reliable, savvy veteran that can come off your bench. If you're shorthanded, can come in and give you productivity as a starter.
Does he stay as a starter, Corey, perhaps?
He'll get full strength, probably not.
Nah, Gary Brown, he'll be that guy when they're fully strengthened, when he's healthy. Talk to me, Holes.
Spot on. Just talking on to Phoenix. When they're at full strength, you think about how exciting Brown, Kell, Brockhoff, Creek, Chi, or Williams. It's a nice little starting 5 they've got. Tarangi tees one up. That's no good. But let's not forget, it takes time for new pieces to come together. They're behind the 8 ball with these injuries. It's out of their hands.
Ryan Brockhoff not too far away with a hamstring. Phoenix players go down. That leaves a wide open look for Tasmania.
Jack McVeigh brings it to 7-point deficit.
McVeigh's blitz shot the 3 at 70%.
It's the closest they've been at 7 points in a long time, Tasmania. Foxwell, offensive rebound, making every minute count. Adnam steps into the 3 with confidence.
And you know what? That was a late closeout. You were next to him, but you put your hand up late. Good job by Owen Foxwell getting the offensive rebound. But the Jack Jumpers, you got to be better.
That can't happen, can it? Someone's gone on the floor. Foxwell gets the offensive rebound, so you've already had one mistake as a team. Got to arrive on the catch for Kyle Adnam. Turnover to compound that error.
That's just great defense. Williams with his big body adding pressure.
Let's take a look at the Amy replay.
Just the left hand, a little bite at it.
Shows a bit of his passion. Good defense. What's his nickname?
Big Sauce. He's a character.
6'8", 120 kilos from Phoenix, Arizona. Adnam with a hand in the face.
And that's what happens when you get me going early. 5 threes on the evening.
And they were all open except for that one.
Heat check complete.
21 points for the Phoenix skipper as McVeigh answers back.
Right, now they've got to put all their effort on Kyle Adnam. Loves these opportunities. How many others around the league when they see main guys go out injured and they just lick their lips?
Beautiful take. Nice rip. Baseline drive and finish. Scott Roth has seen enough. Timeout, Tasmania.
Kyle Adnam
cooking.
21 points with 5 minutes to go in the third.
This has been some sort of opening night performance for the man who's the spiritual leader of the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. He's their captain as well. He's a Southeast Melbourne boy, born and bred. And he told us pre-season what it means to play for the Phoenix and represent the Southeast.
Oh, it means a lot. It still makes you feel a little bit weird when you see people with your number on their back, and you know, Southeast Melbourne, somewhere where I grew up playing basketball. You know, I remember sitting in the crowd just as those kids did, or wiping floors at Tigers games, or whatever it was, and just looking up to these guys come to talk to me at school, thinking like, I want to do that one day. And for me, being, I guess, probably not the stereotypical basketballer, I think it's really cool to in the southeast region, to be able to show kids who maybe are a bit smaller, or maybe not the stereotypical basketballer, that you can do it. You know, I had big dreams as a kid in the southeast, and to be where I am now, playing for the Phoenix, I still pinch myself sometimes, and I'm really proud of myself for where I've got, but also proud of the club and the platform that they provide us.
Kilsyth Jr. doing it on the big stage on opening night here in the Hungry Jacks NBL. He's unstoppable right now.
What a tough hit in the corner. That's the best defense they threw at him all game, and it was none but net.
There's not much more you can do there for Jack.
5 of 6 from 3.
That's exactly right, because he's already feeling it. So right now, you just got to keep the ball out of his hands. That's a great set. Easy layup. That's what they need to get more of. More importantly, Bairstow knew he was going to go up with it. They've had a couple of those that we've highlighted, doing all the hard work.
White, 21, push.
There's such a well-drilled team, Pete, out of the timeout. The problem for Tasmania tonight, though, is we haven't seen a lot of that deliberate offensive sets that come up with a result.
Well, the times that we have in the last few minutes, they've made the extra pass probably being too unselfish, which they can fall into a trap of. If you get through the set and somebody's open early, that might be the best shot you get the entire shot clock.
It's deep from Kenyon. Adnam couldn't get his look away. Creek takes it to the basket, and that will count.
Nice take. You can tell in this one, Creek isn't 100%. But he's out there, giving it all he has.
Carefully managing his minutes, Simon Mitchell. Didn't play any of the preseason with a foot complaint. Kelly, haven't seen a lot of him so far tonight. Bairstow kept that alive. He ended up in the second row. Kenyon, shot clock at 3. It has to be Doyle. The Phoenix run the floor. Creek lays it up.
Just punished him in transition. Saw a little pick and roll. Kelly and Doyle, which drew back Kenyon up to the wing, and he had a wide open look, put the ball down on the floor, drove into space. He's 1 of 2 from outside. You've got to let that 3 fly. No, it's not his game. He's there to be a defender first. And all the other work's been put in to getting him open. He's got to shoot that ball.
1, 2.
Josh Magette picks up his first. Bit of frustration perhaps there.
They're just 33% from the field, 17 on 51. They've hit 7 threes. Sean McDonald got 3 of those. He's back into the game. Development player, 11 points in the first half. He was outstanding. Someone else has got to come along for the ride.
2 made 3s in the opening half for the Melbourne boy, playing in front of his home crowd tonight. 57-43 at John Cain Arena. Doyle trying to take the ascendancy on.
And that really was the first time he looked to create. We're not running on offense this possession. I got a mismatch, and I'm going to take it off the dribble and make a play happen. We're going to need to see more of that in this one.
He's got 6 points on 3 of 7. And blocks that shot. Rashad Kelly sends it packing.
That's what I loved about that play. And Doyle saw the mismatch and basically said, we don't need to get into a set. I've got this. We'll do it. Trying to get Kelly off balance. He's too strong for that.
Rashad Kelly, 27 years of age. Spent last season playing in France. Starting 5 player in that league, averaged 11 points, 6.5 rebounds. Main appeal to Tasmania for Rashad Kelly. Everywhere he's gone, he's won championships.
And he's just a quality role player at that import slot that fits into teams very well.
Here's Dave Pinot just crossing. confusion from Jared Bairstow. That's what he does well. Just hangs around the offensive glass. You don't get a body on him. He'll get a hand to it. He'll either get it himself or something like that will happen.
Called for the foul that he's not too happy about. A big shout out to our great friends at Latrobe Financial, giving you the chance to win $50,000 this season. NBL.com.au/legends.
I hear you. And what's the response to that? A delay of game in that situation.
Scott Roth right now, he's not complaining about that foul call. So Scott Roth's complaining that after that foul was called, Kyle Adam threw the ball down the other end and it should be a delay of game. So he's just trying to fire him up right now as Kyle Adam tries to stay hot. No good there. Just his second miss from outside tonight.
Kelly drove into a brick wall. Foxwell and Pinot combined. And Adam lost his footing. No foul call. Forever the gentleman. Scott Roth just helped Kyle Adam up.
Yeah, we can all take that 40 seconds back. Bit scrappy.
Yeah. Here it is again.
Kyle Adam tripped off his own feet there and always got to just turn around to the ref and say what happened. You never know.
Tick down to 2 minutes before three-quarter time. They trailed by 10 at halftime, Tasmania. They'd love to get it back to at least that, or make a bigger dent in the deficit. Weeks picks up his own rebound. McDonald, catch and shoot three, not that time.
Baseline.
The foul will be on the floor on Toy Smith-Milner.
Good job by Tassie, crashing the old boards. They need to get something going to finish out this third quarter to give them some sort of momentum entering this fourth and final quarter.
We mentioned, that's what they do well. They can just hang around a little bit. Hasn't blown out too much. They've struggled offensively, just 32% from the field. And they hang around.
Tarangi back in the game. Adam comes out. Bairstow, great hustle.
Another offensive rebound. Great hustle indeed, Jack. Hanging around.
Well, that's how they do it. When they're struggling to throw it in the ocean right now, little plays like that. Ramp it up defensively, crush the offensive glass, and just try and out-hustle. And then hope that things will start to hit on the other end. They've had some good looks. Little short corner jumper from Jared Weeks doesn't go. What can they get now?
Doyle and Kelly in a pick and roll.
And
game.
one.
Have a piece of that.
And this is the time when your imports need to step up. You haven't been there all game. It's a minute and 40 left. What you gonna give me? I'm gonna give you this.
Well, I like the Doyle and Kelly on ball. I don't think they would have run at that too much, but it's causing some confusion down the other end. But it's allowing them to just play what looks like their game. Having a bit of fun with it, making plays for each other. And what they really need now is, once they continue to get in that, if things open up, they need Jared Weeks, they need Sean McDonald to step up and knock down a three if the defense collapses on their on-ball screen.
4 points for Rashad Kelly. Their leading scorer, Jack McVeigh, with 14. Foxwell skips to the corner for Bernard.
Another stop. Just hanging around, eating into this margin. Just that on-ball screen.
It's back to 10. Kelly scores over the top, and it's an 8-point game.
There it is again. You can see Mitch Creek flew out, caused the switch. So Kelly rolled down, they threw it to him. It looks like right now, Doyle and Kelly said, let's just ball. Put us in some on-ball screens. We'll make a couple of plays happen. Let's really lighten this thing up.
Scored off their last 3 possessions, the JackJumpers. Tarangi, late in the clock, fires away from outside.
Fantastic box out from Jared Bairstow.
Bairstow bringing that defensive grit and hustle we have grown accustomed to seeing Tasmania do.
Corey, this can be the challenge. As we have another look at this, just using his body first on Dane Pinot. This can be the challenge for the imports coming into Tasmania's structure, how well structured they are, unselfish. Where often maybe that's not the way you've played in the past. That's not where you're at your best. So how do you make that work for the team and for yourself individually? It takes time.
Doyle, clock down to 4. Kelly again, off the pick and roll.
That's how you make it work. As imports, when you know, everything is within a team structure, yes. But when things are not going well, we are going to have to create and make plays happen, as we're seeing them do in this last minute and 40 of the third.
It's as if a light bulb's gone off in their heads in the last 3 minutes, Tasmania, and they said, okay, we've got to be more aggressive, and this is how we do it.
Especially these two, Doyle and Kelly. And look, this might be something that Scott Roth, as they continue to grow and understand their team lineup throughout the year, thinks, yes, I like to have this structure. Yes, I like to have everything the way it was last season, but maybe I've got to give a little bit more lenient on letting them play their games. If that's ball screens, if that's just going out and hooping, 6-point game.
Dude, but it's also as imports, you know, and like, listen, I'm paid here to get busy.
100%.
So we can do the team structure thing. I'm okay with that. But when it's not working well, it's on us to begin making plays happen.
6-0 run here for the JackJumpers. Last opportunity for the Phoenix to put something on the board.
Oh, great defense.
And they have punched a big hole in the deficit with a quarter to play. 57-51. The final quarter is coming up next from John Cain Arena. It's three-quarter time in the Hungry Jacks NBL John Cain Arena, our host venue for opening night. The Southeast Melbourne Phoenix up against the Tasmania JackJumpers. As soon as we finish here, we head to the Wynn Entertainment Centre for the Illawarra Hawks and the Sydney Kings. Corey, here, the Phoenix put 28 on the board in the first quarter. They've had 29 combined in the next two quarters.
You know what? JackJumpers are slowly beginning to find a bit of rhythm on the offensive end, playing through both imports. And to be honest with you, and look, there we go, 4-point game. They're active.
Once again, it's that side ball screen with Doyle and Kelly. Yet Phoenix now know they're going to have to scout that. Simon Mitchell's super animated in the huddle at three-quarter time. So they're going to put a lot of focus on that. Jared Bairstow's cut was exceptional. Everybody's worried about Doyle and Kelly. He gets to an open spot. Mid-range jump shot is not his game, but Kelly was there to clean it up.
Junior Madun scores his first points in the Hungry Jacks NBL.
Good hit, timely, keeping that scoreboard ticking over.
Phoenix wanted to travel. Weeks plays through and just to a nice spot. Doesn't get it to go. And the leading scorer with 21. Pass though, almost intercepted. And again, that shot clock winds into single numbers. Great cut.
Oh, he did everything but finish. Here they go.
McDonald gave up his look for Kelly. Timeout, Southeast Melbourne. The JackJumpers are within 4.
Good for great. That is JackJumper basketball. That's what we saw right there. Sean McDonald had every right to tee off from 3. He's had a really good night from outside, but makes the extra pass. Then Kelly slows down, gets the easy 2, and this comes on the back of Kyle Ladner missing his easiest shot of the night, of a layup.
59-55 at John Cain Arena.
Well, it's been a great fight back from the JackJumpers, there's no doubt about it. Simon Mitchell will be unhappy exactly how they've been playing. It's just what we've come to see. JackJumpers, they've just hung around. They, in the first 20 minutes, were so poor. And now have just slowly ticked things into gear. This is how they do it. They can win ugly.
Rashad Kelly's got himself up to 12 points now. Corey's found a way to get involved in the game.
And it's literally off of the 2 imports doing those pick and rolls from the last minute and 48 seconds till now. That's been the difference. Basketball is a game of runs, and right now, the JackJumpers are having their way.
It's a 10-2 run for the Tasmania JackJumpers, and they trail by 4 points. A reminder, earlier in this game, in the second quarter, it was the Phoenix by 18. It's been one hell of a fight back here by the visitors.
And those imports have figured out a way to get themselves going. And those pick and rolls, those on-balls have been really, really great for them. Great action, Pete.
Well, Milton Doyle's got 6 assists. That's never going to be there. Alan Williams, that's not a mismatch.
That's a layup. That is a layup.
And one. Rashad Kelly has just turned it on in this second half. Up to 14 points.
First of all, I'm fronting Mitch Creek. You threw it right to my hand. Let me get that, and I'm going to go the other way and finish.
It's a bold strategy from Alan Williams. Rashad Kelly is strong, not 5'5", so by him fronting Mitch Creek, you're going to have to throw it way up there and over. He just took that and was off to the races.
He's up to 14 points, 5 rebounds.
Mind you, got ourselves a 1-point game.
And mind you, Jack, he had 2 points, 1 of 7 at halftime.
6 assists from Milton Doyle. He's the one who's been getting him the rock, as Mitch Creek will want to take it upon himself to Phoenix ahead. That's what he does well, get downhill.
Oh, excuse me.
Is that the answer for the Phoenix, Pete? Does it have to start and finish with Mitch Creek?
Well, normally you'd say 100%, but we know he's still coming back from that injury. But where can they put him in a position to be successful? That high post rip, where he doesn't have to do a whole lot. He's got a really quick first step. We know how strong he is. Kyle Adams has been the man all tonight. There you go. Get it to him at the high post. Get downhill.
Absolutely right. Give it to him in a high post. Do this action right here. The defense has to react one way or another. Kyle Adams comes off with a clean look. He can take that. The defense shift like it just did a while ago. Find Mitch Creek. One dribble in the paint, something good is going to happen.
It's a simple game. We see it down the other end. The Doyle-Kelly on-ball screen has really toyed with the Phoenix defense. Down this end, Kyle Adams got 21 points. Mitch Creek, we know he's your main focal point. Put them in an on-ball screen. Everybody else space the floor. You could see Mitch Creek talking in that hole to Ruben Tarangi where to be on that spacing.
Space that.
If they come across, be ready, feet set, let it fly.
Creek goes 1 of 2.
Kelly getting a well-earned break right now. Jet and Jack McVeigh into the game. They can't afford to let this thing go backwards now. Kelly's their main man. He's taking a break.
Tasmania have not led at any stage of this game tonight. They had it back to 1 just a few moments ago. The little floater from Milton Doyle.
There we go. Imports are cooking.
Didn't know he had that. Little flotation device from the free throw line. Doyle. He's been the facilitator.
It's delicate. Tawangi, tough pass for Williams to control. Tasmania can tie it up or take the lead off this possession.
He can shoot the 3. Pulls up for the high screen. Oh, he got to take this. This is a mismatch.
Guarded by Williams. Blows past him. Adnam strips Bairstow of it.
Great weak side rotation help by Kyle Adnam.
He's been the spark for them all night, Kyle Adnam. He'll need to be the spark in this last quarter. He's called for another travel.
That's a pro hop. That's going to be a travel. Down here, the NBL. But I tell you what, they missed an opportunity. Jack McVeigh had Junior Madut and went down to the block. They didn't clear him out and try and throw him the rock. Jack McVeigh himself has 14 points on the night. He loves back to the basket against smaller guards. He's too backed up. In the end, he had to get the spacing right.
And I agree, especially with Kelly on the bench right now. Jack McVeigh has to be a second option. Another one?
Just as good.
DJ Collin. Another one.
Oh, why not?
Tied away at 62.
I think you find Scott Roth, when he looks back at this film, he's going to be looking at Doyle and Kelly saying, where was this in the first half? You can see they were falling into, we need that slow offense. But if the shot's there when you turn a corner,
great
good pass.
Tough finish. Nice reverse by Madut.
Got the lead back again, but Jet found himself in all sorts of trouble and didn't get it over halfway.
That's a great defense in the backcourt from Kyle Adnam. Caught Jet sleeping. He was just getting it over the half-court line. So replay, thanks to Amy here. He had no idea what the shot clock was at. Kyle Adnam probably didn't either. He was just trying to play defense and in the end gets the turnover.
Uncharacteristic from a veteran like Josh Jet. He's played NBA and all over the world. Kyle Adnam has a problem here. Looks in severe discomfort.
Have another look at it here from Kyle Adnam. And
he's got 30 seconds and then he has to come out. How many seconds?
Very innocuous. Not sure what that was. Whether he just caught his funny bone or something that shot up his arm.
You right to go? Clock back on 9.
It's Creek just trying to get the arm worked up.
Kyle's a hooper. There's no way he's coming out of this one.
Hopefully everything's okay. Mitch Creek just walked past and tapped him on that same arm and said, "You'll be right." Thanks a lot, Mitch. Phoenix by 2. Adnam steps back.
That left arm works.
My arm is working just fine.
Jack McVeigh cannot have this dance.
Kyle Adnam has 24 points on opening night. Doyle slips over. Last touch, Tasmania. Tide starting to turn back the Phoenix way.
It's just great defense. Big fella, Alan Williams, sliding his feet.
Here we go.
First, nice cross, behind the back, step back, bucket. See the big fella sliding his feet. Dives on the floor. Comes up with the turnover. Kyle Adnam cooking.
Straight off the left.
3, number 6. Let's not forget that.
He's down from outside. Might have been a little Mayo on the left arm then. Just trying to lull the defense into a false sense of security.
Equal career high of made threes in a game for Kyle Adnam.
24 points, 6 of 8.
Did it for Melbourne United against the Adelaide 36ers in 2017. 6 trebles on the night.
Congrats. I remember that game too, I believe. Chris Golding was out with appendicitis. Well, he got his opportunity. We know that's what he loves to do. Take the opportunity he can get. Right now, if you're the Phoenix, yep, you want to keep Mitch Creek involved, play through him, but Kyle Adnam's having himself a night.
Tasmania's second foul of this final quarter. Phoenix also with 2. Adnam, beautiful handoff for Creek, and the D from Tasmania just as good.
It's a great way to learn from the foul that was called the other time. Krizlovic, he's not a shot blocker. He's coming across to stand there with his body straight up.
Adnam for Creek off the inbound, and one.
What a beautiful catch. I don't even know how that ball got through there. Great hands and the strength of Mitch Creek to go up and finish.
What that is an exceptional read from Mitch Creek. You see there, he knew that they were having a little X switch out, so he kind of threw Doyle out the way to get that little backdoor cut. Pass had to be on the money, and it was.
On the money.
Mitch Creek, 17 points, 6 rebounds, just quietly gone about his business.
You like the bleach look, Corey?
Oh, yeah, I love it.
I'm quiet about that. Well, it's interesting you mentioned the bleach look. Put on his Instagram earlier in the week. He said, put up a poll, said, should I go bleached or not? And it was 50-50, so he chose to say yes. So in the end, the poll was pointless. He was always going to do it pretty clearly.
Fortunately for you and I, Corey, that ship has sailed.
Yeah, that ship has sailed.
Give me a couple of years, gentlemen. I'll join that army.
There you are. Very thin up top. Creek for 3. Got it.
Didn't think he's had a 20-piece nugget. He's just gone that quiet about it. 20 points, 8 of 17 from the field.
8-0 run for the Phoenix, and they're making it at the right time. Doyle answers back. Big hit for Tasmania.
Ball screen once again. Kelly comes straight in. Simon Mitchell toned down the microphone a little bit. He's unhappy calling the timeout real quick.
Milton Doyle up to 13. It's back within 7. 4 minutes and 25 remaining in this game. But it's been Kyle Adnam's night. 24 points on 6 of 11 and 6 made threes.
Oh, it's been unreal. And it all started with the defense falling asleep. They went under 2 handoffs in a row. He got 2 wide open looks. For a guy who's such a confidence player, he's going to take a shot no matter what. He loves to hunt that 3-point line, so if you give him a couple of good ones to start feeling good about himself, then everything else is going to open up. This is the little dance party he had on Jack McVeigh. He hit a really tough 3 earlier in the 3rd quarter in front of the Tasmania bench. He's had himself some sort of night.
As soon as we finish up this game, we head to the Wynn Entertainment Centre for a Freeway Series opening night classic between the Illawarra Hawks and the Sydney Kings. A new look Illawarra Hawks under new coach JackJumpers, and for the Sydney Kings, well, the Hunters have now become the hunted.
It is going down in this next game. Don't go nowhere.
It's going to be a little spicy.
It sure is.
Game. I'll tell you what, some fresh faces to watch. We know the returning stars from the Kings, but Justin Robertson from the Hawks
is no joke.
He is going to be fun to watch.
Time not a factor yet for Tasmania. If they can turn the ball over like that, it won't be, but Majette gave it away. Great faith by Simon Mitchell and Owen Foxwell. 4 minutes left, and the youngsters out there. Adnam lost the ball. JackJumpers try and settle into something. McVeigh got past Creek. They swing for Majette. Nails that one.
It's good offense right there, and another timeout.
We're going to have a look at something here, but that's just extra pass. So you see Owen Foxwell, that's just a rookie there. You've got to try and pick your poison. Majette, he's struggled tonight from three. We know that. He's only one of tonight from the field, but him versus Matt Kenyon, who do you want taking that three with the shot clock running down?
Oh, my goodness. It don't even matter.
He wants a 30 piece.
I got this, coach.
He wants
Give me the ball.
Opening night 30 piece.
26.
Written all over it.
Average 8 points a game last season. He's well ahead of that number tonight. Doyle top of the key. Doesn't get it to go. Offensive rebound by McVeigh. Kelly puts the ball on the floor. Adnam got a hand on that one.
Done that twice.
Adnam is everywhere. He is everywhere. And that's a key possession. Remember, as good as he's playing, as great as he's playing, it's only a 2-possession game. He's not there. That's a chance to get to score.
Kelly and Doyle have been so much better in this second half. No surprise that Tasmania have been hanging around. Not out of this yet. They need to lock into this man right here.
Has 26, his career high. He's 28. And he's there now.
Oh, my. What is going on?
It don't matter what you do. He is getting a bucket tonight. Off the glass.
March 2021 against the Wildcats, he put 28 on the board. And he's there in round 1 of NBL 23.
He's done it in such a great way. He has barely forced anything. 8 of 13 from the field. He hasn't missed a free throw. He's got 4 assists as well. He's got a few turnovers, but it's no surprise at how much he's had to do. Because Jack McVeigh, well, that man, one, has never seen a shot he doesn't like, but two, if his feet are set, things going down.
Dude, it's a 2-possession game. Keep playing through Adnam.
You want overtime again for the season opener?
I'm not mad at that. I'm not sure if the Phoenix want that.
We had it last year. Oh, no way.
Not that time. Holding going on from both teams.
Black, 55.
It'll be against Mitch Creek. Overtime on opening night. It's already been a big day for Australian basketball. Congratulations to the Opals.
Speaking of that, let's talk about the GOAT.
Please.
30-piece on the mic drop? Unbelievable.
Second mic drop again.
Unbelievable. The second mic drop.
Oh, man. What a story.
Dude, legend. Shout out to you. Legend.
Hope they have a great night, the Opals. They absolutely deserve it. We spoke to Simon Mitchell in the pre-season, and he touched on what it means to build a team and to build an identity within this Phoenix group.
I think we're a work in progress, and it's like most teams. You know, we've had 2 winning seasons in our first 3. Our first season in the league with the winningest expansion team up until the JackJumpers last year. So I would say overall it's been successful. I think there's a general impatience out in the public and in the media that are saying, well, you've got to be beating Melbourne United, you've got to be beating Sydney Kings straight away, and we're building towards that. But I feel like our culture's strong. I feel like the internal values that we portray are really good. I think our play can get better, and that's where we intend to be better and on the floor. And we've turned over the roster a little bit this year to try and find that a little bit more defensive magic, and hopefully it comes to fruition this year.
Well, the challenge they're going to have, it's made even harder, the fact that they're missing those key pieces to start the season. You don't get the full body, the full contingent early on in the preseason to work through mistakes, to figure out where everybody fits. There's got enough pieces there.
It's going to be tested severely in this last 2 minutes.
It's going to be a foul, Milton Doyle. That's another play they've ran a lot, where they've got all the action going on one side of the floor. They set a hammer screen on the weak side. So you see Josh Majette here. This is all a diversion. There's a hammer screen on the weak side for Doyle. The timing was all over the place, which meant Foxwell could arrive on the catch. It was a good idea.
Hands off both.
Kenyon just putting a little bit extra into Kyle Adnam.
They have to. Game up for grabs. Creek takes it straight at McVeigh. That time, though.
come up with the stop. 5-point ball game, plenty of time left.
Phoenix with their 4th foul of the quarter.
They've got the defensive unit out there with Dane Pinot. Alan Williams just 12 points, still sitting down.
Surprise you?
I don't know why he's not on the
He's been exceptional tonight, but again,
he really has.
We've also highlighted how good Dane Pinot is of guarding the ball screen, which is where Tasmania's got back into this game, is having that pick and roll with Doyle and Kelly. So maybe that's where Simon Mitchell's rolling it out, is, look, I trust you right now in the ball screen to make the right play, to be really solid, not make too many mistakes.
Less than 90 seconds remaining. McVeigh got inside. Dumps it down low. Kelly comes up short. Big offensive rebound. It's a scrap inside the key. Kelly doesn't get it to go. Safe hands of Ruben Tarangi.
Great defensive possession. Even though he came up with the offensive rebound, it was a really good contest that made his shot a tough one.
That's that trust from Dane Pinot. He's not going to try and block any shots. He's going to stand there, wall up, be straight up. If you're going to hit that tough shot from Kelly, shake your hand and go down the other end. It's exactly why he's out there right now.
Walks to the other end of John Cain Arena to shoot free throws. Just 56% from the free throw line last season.
He's had a solid game this afternoon. When you're short-handed, everybody has to lift their game up a little bit more. He's done that.
They lead by 7.
10 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists for Ruben Tarangi. Tasmania desperately needs a bucket.
How do they think their way through this? How do they break this down, Pete, into little segments here, Tasmania?
So the last possession they came out of the timeout, they drew up a really good look. The timing wasn't there. They had Milton Doyle on that hammer screen in the weak side. The problem was they put a lot of the ball in Josh Magette to try and rip left. He's had a tough night, Josh Magette, just 2 of 10 from the field. So the rest of the defense is looking at what's happening away from the ball carrier, which is not normally the case. Got to get the ball to Milton Doyle and Rashard Kelly, let them kind of play. Surround with shooters. Maybe that's a Sean McDonald who's had a good night and knocked down the 3. Jack McVeigh, can we get him into something? Maybe some Spanish action to try and get him pick and pop look. Whatever it is, just got to get a good look and then rely on the defense, get a stop, and this game's not over.
Does it have to be a quick look?
Well, I think I've got back into this game by not going down to the end of the shot clock.
They're going to need a quick look. It's only a minute.
And I think
a minute and 4 left.
That's the kind of challenge they're going to have all season long is, yes, they like to play slow. They like to really slow it down, grind out wins. But in this second half, they've even gone through their sets, and Doyle and Kelly have just broken them off when they've seen an opening. They're not forcing anything, but if the defense gives you a good look, you've got to go and take it. You can't just say, okay, we're playing slow, I'll make the extra pass. If it's there, you've got to take it.
7 points left. You got to go quick. There's only 2 possessions left. Phoenix hold the ball. That's it.
Doyle can barely get the ball in bounds. McVeigh charged with the offensive foul.
Oh, I think that's a hook in the end on McVeigh, but there's
Dane Pinot.
Dane Pinot had no right to impact this play. Watch Mitch Craig, he's overplayed it. Dane Pinot has to come across to help. That left arm of Jack McVeigh's swiping Dane Pinot away. You wonder why he's out there? That is exactly why.
That is not what Scott Roth was looking for out of the timeout.
Dane saves the day again.
Phoenix can use their full 24. Adnam up top.
What's that 30-piece?
35 seconds remaining for Tasmania. From here, they're going to need to be creative. Good look for Kelly. Buries the 3.
Big hit.
Something about the JackJumpers hitting big shots in that corner.
Almost a turnover.
Have to foul.
Rashard Kelly up to 18 points.
It's only youngster. Foxwell to the line. Hasn't gone to the free throw line tonight. Put a bit of pressure on him. You're right. Kelly, 18 points.
6 rebounds.
McVeigh 17, Milton Doyle 13 points and 6 assists.
11 in the second half. It came alive in the second half.
Uh-oh.
Do exactly the same every single time. Yeah, gotcha.
Here we go. They can't have more magic left in them, can they?
Time on that clock.
Foxwell rolls the second one in.
And that Kenyon goes out. In comes Sean McDonald. A bit more shooting on the floor. They got to go quick.
Kelly with the ball handling duties. But Jet couldn't get his 3 away. Oh, Jet McVeigh does!
One possession game. They don't die. They do not die.
It's incredible. It is truly incredible. But firstly, Jack McVeigh's ability to shoot the ball without it dropping at all. Look at this. Straight into his eyes. That pass nearly hit him in the face, and he just lets it fly, nothing but net. McVeigh's got 20 points on the night.
Just when you thought you knew how the story was going to end.
They just hang around.
They do not go away. Believe.
Look at this. This is just so cheeky from Jack McVeigh. You can't defend that much better if you're Mitch Creek. A Rove on the catch with the hand up. Problem was, as soon as they caught it right in that shot pocket, he was ready to fire.
There is not enough Mortine in the world to kill these JackJumpers.
They just, like a bad smell. They just hang around. They hang around. Doesn't matter how good they've played, how poorly they've played, they will always be in with an opportunity to win it.
"13 seconds left.
Plenty of time.
It's an eternity.
If they want, they can try and get a quick trap.
Then foul.
Force a turnover. If that's not there, not a foul. And this is the key right now for Kelly and Doyle, who aren't familiar maybe with the unsportsmanlike foul and how to do it legally.
Owen Foxwell to inbound for the Phoenix. Double comes for Creek and they get the foul.
Those are the ones that if you're perhaps trying to get a trap first, as Scott Ross seems like they were trying to, the ball was in the corner. If you're going to trap Mitch Creek, you've got to have that communication with the referee first. So you go up to them as you're coming out of the huddle saying, look, we're going to get a trap first. If the ball comes out, then we're going to foul. If they wanted to foul straight away, albeit. It's going to go back to 12.1.
Look here, fellas. The right man is on the free throw line because he's their clutch guy. However, tonight, this afternoon, this evening, whichever type of time of day it is, he's 2 of 5.
Okay, 2 shots.
This can get interesting.
Don't forget your clock's changed.
Yeah, I'm worried about you.
If anyone's going to forget, it's you.
I'm worried about you.
Somebody call me, man. I got work tomorrow.
Well, he threw it all out there. The afternoon, evening tonight. Mitch Creek leaves on it there.
Hello.
Well, the door is well and truly open. Oh my, he couldn't possibly.
This to make it a 3-point game. Tasmania in possession.
Well, they love fairy tales.
A 3-ball will send it to overtime.
Oh my God!
They've made a mess of it.
What did he just do? What would make him make that play?
They didn't have to do it. There's just no need. If you just dribble it over the half court, get a ball screen. Either way, it's a lot of pressure to put on Sean McDonald throwing it to him with Mitch Creek, expecting him to try and make a play. There was no pressure.
You have to make the play.
There was really no pressure to force him to have to give it up.
What drama on opening night.
Maybe he just wants to watch the Freeway Series.
Coming up next. It's a 2-possession game. Scott Roth sensing that this one might have slipped through their fingers. They lead by 5. And Southeast Melbourne continue their form on their home court, starting a season.
Kyle Adam is going to get a chance here to get that 30-piece on the night.
He's looking at the ref.
He's looking to see if it's going to count. Is that before the whistle?
Oh, it's before the whistle.
It looked like it was before.
He's going to get that 30-piece.
I think that's what he's... So they're going to have a quick look at this. It looked well and truly before the siren went off. And Kyle Adam basically asking Michael Aylan, I want 30. I want 30 points. Let me go down to the free throw line. I don't miss there. Let me cash in. Let me walk away with a 30-piece nugget.
This is the cherry on top of the cake. The Phoenix down on Soldiers for this first game. They look to their captain and he shows them the way.
Fantastic performance by the captain. 8 of 15. 6 of 9 from 3. A perfect 8 of 8.
Career high night for the Foot Locker player of the game, Kyle Adnam. The Southeast Melbourne Phoenix begin their campaign with a win, 84-79 over the Tasmania JackJumpers. A big win on their home floor first up at John Cain Arena. Don't go too far. Game 2 on opening night up next as the Illawarra Hawks play host to the Sydney Kings.
Well, 2 words sum up this game. Kyle Adnam, 30 points, a career high, led the undermanned Southeast Melbourne Phoenix from start to finish. Leonard Copeland, it's a pretty good start for Kyle Adnam and the Phoenix. 100%.
Every time they put him in the starting lineup, he does something special. It's a time to ask Simon that question. And should I be the man? Because he suddenly holds up his, he's a great guy and can shoot the ball and leads the team.
Well, I was chips in on Mitch Creek leading the way tonight, and he did. Mitch Creek had a great game, but it was Kyle Adnam time and time again coming up big. You look at that, some big shots from outside to finish.
6 of 9 from the three-point line, 8 of 15 field goal, and 8 of 8 from the free throw line. You know, the babyface assassin, he's doing it well. He's doing it well.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you're a JackJumpers fan at home, while South East Melbourne were amazing tonight, the JackJumpers down and out at halftime, getting smashed on the rebounds, just continue to fight.
They do, and Kelly, I like their import. Kelly came in and played hard that second half, and every team that Roth coaches is going to give you a game.
Of course, and that's just the first game tonight. Sydney and Illawarra coming right up.
This program is brought to you by Hungry Jack's and Bunnings Warehouse.